I was losing $1.1 million a few years ago. And if I didn't solve it, I would lose it again next year and the year after that. In other words, I would be fucked big time and probably end up something like this.
Bruh.
If you don't want to end up like I was, listen up, because you're probably actually in a similar situation. So I want to give you the 3 lessons that I learned from making this mistake and then how you can avoid it to actually start earning. And those 3 lessons are the $1.1 million problem, how to break free from the actual cause of it that was wasting millions, then how to start earning from the solution to this problem based on thousands of years of human history. So getting into the first lesson, if we take a look at who Gen Z is. Gen Z, again, 1990 to mid 2000s. So you're probably in your teens or 20s right now. And then if we take a look at it, what does a Gen Z person actually value their time at? And there's quite a few studies of this. So Gen Z values time $2.66 an hour, $2.66, Gen Z $2.40 an hour. So Gen Z values their time pretty high. So $2.50 an hour. And you probably actually are worth like $2.50 an hour. Maybe you're making it, maybe you're not. This is only in the US. But if we take a look at what is the actual data on what people are making, this is the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Maybe not so reliable to look at people in their teens, but if you look at in their 20s and maybe some of these people out of college now, started working, got their first job, what do people actually make? Just under about $800 per week on average. Now, third point, if we now take a look at what is the absolute limit to the number of hours a young, strong person like you can work per week, assuming you're not doing this forever, maybe just a few months, okay? My assumption is probably about 90 hours per week, but again, this is AI and has like the accumulation of all human knowledge, so it'll have a good estimate here of what people can actually work. And actually, this is a pro tip. AI right here called DeepSeek. See this little whale? This is a Chinese open source AI that is actually benchmarked better than ChatGPT 4, the best AI out there currently. And ChatGPT isn't even free. This is open source and free. So you can check this out if you want to play around with it a little bit later. But anyways, let's ask it this question. It says a bunch of shit here about like 80 to 100, 80 to 100, 70 to 90, practical limit. But in conclusion, strong person might push themselves to 80 to 100 hours. So that's pretty much 90 hours per week, like I mentioned. So that is 13 hours per day. That leaves 11 hours for the rest of the day. So probably 9 hours per sleep, 2 hours to do everything else, which is fairly reasonable for a while. Maybe no free time. Could be a little bit tough to sustain, but definitely possible. But then interestingly enough, now if we go over here and put these numbers together. So again, a Gen Z person values their time at $2.50 an hour just about, although they're making $800 a week, and then they can work 90 hours a week. Value, average, limit. So now if we just convert this average $80 a week, so probably working hours is about 40, so that's actually on average 20 an hour. So the average person in Gen Z is making about 20 an hour. Again, this is only like 20 to 25, but they feel they're worth $2.50 an hour. All right, probably why people are dissatisfied. But anyways, if we now look at the multiplication of then what this value is per year on a yearly basis, so we do $2.50 times 90 times 52 for the number of weeks. So let me pull up a calculator. $1.1 million. Okay, but then we also have to take into account what you're actually making. So then we do 20 hours times 40, $20 an hour times 40 hours times 52 weeks. And then we get just about 40K per year. So then what is this? $1.1 million. Still missing out on $1.1 million. Okay, some of you might be thinking, okay, it doesn't matter. This is not real money. But your potential, what you feel you should make is $1.1 million, but you're not doing it. And like 99.9% of the people, Gen Z right now, are not doing this $1.1 million, whether they feel like it or not. Think about how bad that is. You're completely wasting your potential. You believe you have this potential, but you're not using it. But you might be thinking right now, okay, you're just wasting time. It doesn't really matter, right? This time doesn't matter. I'll just not waste time and then I'll go make that $1.1 million, start a side hustle, something like that. Well, not really, because in the past, I tried to cut out social media. I tried to cut out my different friends, didn't go out, didn't party. I limited my entertainment to 0. And what did I get out of it? I got $0. I absolutely got nothing.
Wow.
Because cutting out social media, cutting out entertainment doesn't make you money. It is whatever you're doing with the time after you cut it out is what makes the money. So if you just go and work at McDonald's, well, it's not going to make the 1.1 million. So you might be thinking right now, and this actually gets into the second lesson. So lesson 2 of what is the root cause of the problem, and then how do you solve it? So I actually want to start off with a little bit of a quiz. So these are a bunch of people here, and you probably know who they are. So this is The Rock. He's an actor. David Goggins, Navy SEAL, runs a lot. Very hard guy, wrote a book, very successful. This is Arnold Schwarzenegger, famous bodybuilder, one of the best of all time. He obviously looked really good in this picture. Interestingly enough, we also have these people here. I don't actually know all the names of them, although I did Google top OnlyFans creators, and you know, you have, I don't know who these people are right here. I don't know who this is right here. Someone, another person, another person, another person, another person. Okay, apparently top OnlyFans creators. If you take a look at all these people, my question to you is, what do all these people have in common? Okay, all these people, including both of these pages of people. If you want to think about it for a second, I suggest you pause, but I am going to tell the answer right about now. So let's work through it. And just so you know, it's not because all these people are fit. So The Rock, who is he? He's a famous actor. Obviously he's jacked and all these things, right? But he's a famous actor, very good at acting. We have David Goggins, very, very hard. You know, he wrote a book pretty much all about discipline. He's all about discipline, and that's how he got his success. Arnold, you know, he's really good at putting on muscle. Obviously he has tons of muscle. He kind of like carved out what bodybuilding is today. So what does that mean? Rock, exceptionally good at acting. Goggins, exceptionally good at being hard, at being disciplined. Arnold, exceptionally good at building muscle. Okay, and you take a look at these people here. It's like, okay, what's going on, right? Maybe you've seen the pattern, you've heard the pattern already. Every single one of these people, you're exceptional at being sexual. Okay, so that is the answer. Every single one of these people, they have in common, they are exceptional at something. So the root of the $1.1 million mistake is not wasting time. It's actually not being exceptional, not doing something exceptional in that time that you could have used. That's why you're not realizing the potential of the $250 an hour that you really should be worth. You need to be exceptional at something, whatever it may be. And obviously they're extremely wide range here. Just literally, like, it's so specific. Everyone here is probably at least a millionaire, right? Such a wide difference. Being exceptional at being sexual and then being exceptional at being like disciplined, right, is able to get you that far. We know that being exceptional is really all you need. But you might be thinking, okay, being exceptional, if it was so easy just to be exceptional, everyone would realize their potential. Everyone would be jacked like Arnold, hard like David Goggins, a great actor like The Rock, or maybe like these OnlyFans creators, you'll be exceptional at, maybe you don't actually want to be like the OnlyFans creators. So you are right in thinking that it's not that easy to become exceptional in something. But that's why I have lesson 3 of what you can actually start doing today based on thousands of years of human history to start being exceptional. Once you actually learn that, there actually is a bit of a trap that some people fall into while doing this, which really has only been a problem since Gen Z. But this trap is keeping a lot of people in the dark, losing millions of dollars per year. But I'll get into it a little bit later. So if you can imagine, like, a hunter-gatherer back in thousands of years ago, let's just say this is a hunter-gatherer right here. You know, maybe he has like a spear that he uses to hunt, right? He would get up in the morning. So every day when the sun comes up, he would get up. Maybe then he would get a little bite to eat. Then he would just go out, maybe meet up with a bunch of dudes that he's gonna hunt with. Then he would just go hunt. And then interestingly enough, he would hunt for the whole day. Literally, if there's like he's hunting a deer, he would find maybe an animal game trail with a bunch of dudes, and they would sit there and they would stare at the trail for probably hours and hours and hours, barely moving from their spot so they don't like alert the animals, things like that. And then once the animal comes, they would get it, of course. But many times they didn't get the animal. They would go to sleep again. Maybe they didn't catch something, so they would just basically return their cycle of sleep, and then they would just start all over again tomorrow. Exactly the same thing. And they would do it again and again and again, the next day and the next day, the next day, every single day, the exact same thing. And they wouldn't just do it for like a couple of days, couple of months, couple of years. They would do it for their entire life, the exact same thing, right? So the lesson here is really actually 2 things. What we can learn from our ancestors is that, if you think about it, this hunter-gatherer, when he's a hunter, he is the hunter for the tribe. He doesn't randomly become the builder one day. He doesn't randomly become like the seamstress. He doesn't randomly become the cook. He's built his skills in hunting. He's known for hunting. He goes out there and hunts, and he brings back the food for the tribe. He doesn't randomly change. Like, you don't go into a video game and you go into your class selection, pick a warrior, and then randomly in the middle of the game you switch over to a mage. Like, okay, maybe you can, right? Maybe that's built into the game, but then you'll be shit at it, right? You stick to the class you start with. You have to stick to one class, and by sticking to that one class, you become really good at doing that, and that's what gets you to being exceptional. But then, now if we return to the hunter-gatherer today, let's say he actually straight up, he did this every single day for like 50 years. Now this hunter-gatherer, now he's old. Okay, imagine his wrinkles in his face, right? He actually can't hunt anymore. He's all beat up. Like, I don't know, he's arthritis in his knees and his joints. He can't actually hunt. He can't really throw the spear that well. But here's the thing, here's the lesson, is that, so that hunter-gatherer, he could be an old man. Now he's teaching people how to hunt, maybe not actually hunting himself. And now he's like the expert in the tribe, how to track, how to follow these trails, how to, like, I don't know, pick up on the different like furs of the animal to know what they are, create the traps, all these things. You either need to be really good and do it, or you need to be good enough so people want to be like you. And then once they want to be like you, then you can show them how. Although, again, this stuff doesn't happen overnight. It's years of dedication, like these ancient humans, years and years. And I know this works because literally these ancestors here, these hunter-gatherers, they're the reason why we're here right now, not just like completely dead fossils in the savannah somewhere. It's because doing this thing every day, becoming exceptional, being an exceptional hunter, exceptional whatever, is what made humans the most successful animal on the planet. We're exactly the same. Like, humans are pretty much the same in the modern day as they were thousands of years ago. Why would you fix it? If it's not broke, don't fix it, right? But again, I mentioned a modern trap, a danger that has only really arisen for Gen Z. If we just take a look at when Google was founded, okay? Google was founded in 1998. So that came out just about when Gen Z started, when the first people in Gen Z were born. Well, what this allows us to do is we have all the information we could possibly want of pretty much any skill set that we could be exceptional at our fingertips. And you might be thinking, okay, that's actually a great thing, right? That is actually a great thing. But it's actually a very not great thing as well. And that's because you can quite easily get distracted by like, oh, I want to learn this, I want to learn this, I want to dropship, I want to flip stuff, I want to stock trade. So many different things. You're essentially changing classes all the time. So you never really get exceptional. So you must learn to don't get distracted. Literally ignore everything. You just pick one thing and you do it instead of wasting your potential year over year. Okay, sure, you can be exceptional. You can just pick one thing. You could do it for years and years and years. You'd be really good at it and you start earning money, right? But here's the thing. To be exceptional, to actually get there, without going in the right direction, without picking the right thing to do every single day, you're never going to reach being exceptional. How do you actually stay on track? Well, there actually is someone who has done it before in the past and has done really well. He was in fact so exceptional that probably not a single person that has went to school in the modern day doesn't know his name. You know who that person is? It is, of course, Hitler. So Hitler, although he's exceptionally evil, you can learn the mechanism that got him as far as he did along his evil goal by watching this video here. Heads up, I will quiz you a bit about the same information as this video, so make sure the lessons have really sunk in of how to be exceptional so you can get it right in the next one.